Master Trainer James.
Corporal Q.
The Ass Man, Taj.
And we're back with the extended version of How to Clean Up Your Diet Phase 2. And we're going to concentrate on protein. Now, what people don't know is protein is one of the most important food resources that you can eat because of what it's responsible for. Not only is it responsible for building muscles, which makes you stronger and look better, but it also does a lot of things like reproduction of hair, skin, nails, and so on and so on. So what we want to discuss today is the difference between a complete protein, an incomplete protein. So right now we have incomplete proteins, and what are some of the incomplete proteins that we have going on, Todd?
Most of the vegetable proteins, beans, lentils, peas, things of that nature
Right.
are the incomplete proteins. How do we make them complete?
Well, then there is a way to make an incomplete protein a complete protein. But before we tell you that, we want to tell you why they're incomplete. Why are they incomplete, Q?
They're incomplete because they lack the essential amino acids. There's 22 essential amino acids,
right,
and we have to get 9 of them through food.
And because what happens is the body's able to produce, well, up to like 16 amino acids or so, something of that
like
nature. And then there's some that we can't produce, so we have to get them from a food source, right? So then they have a complete protein that goes on the opposite side of the incomplete side, right?
Right.
And what are the complete proteins?
Complete proteins are like your lean protein sources, your fish. You get some salmon, turkey, white turkey, because it's lower in calories and fat than the dark meat. And also chicken breasts are 3 good sources.
Well, them are the leaner sources. And you also can get it from beef. But one thing about the beef, we want to kind of stay away from the beef from our main protein source because of the digestive problems that it has when it comes along with beef, like what, 7 days to digest 1 serving?
That's right.
Or something of that.
That's right. And if you do decide to get beef or like ground beef, make sure you get sources that say extra lean or lean and round and loin, things like that. And also a good alternative for beef is the buffalo, like the buffalo burger, because it's lower in fat and higher in protein.
Well then, and watch out though for the buffalo meat because it is higher in sodium, so don't really consume too much of that buffalo meat. Now, you want to talk about making an incomplete protein complete. How can we do that?
Well, basically what you have to do is add in maybe some brown rice with a vegetable.
Right.
The grains.
Well, yeah, you want to kind of take a combination of things. You know, you could take beans and rice.
True.
You could take a salad, add some peas.
Chickpeas, right?
Chickpeas to it.
Chickpeas, yep. And some cornbread.
And some cornbread. Yeah. Now look, how many times can you just eat cornbread? Now think about that. Hey, don't do jiffy. You know how we like that jiffy.
Well, see, the peanut butter and whole wheat
bread.
Is
yeah.
a good one too.
What about the dairy protein?
Well, then we have dairy proteins, and most of our dairy sources are a complete protein because they do produce all 22 amino acids.
What about those egg whites?
And then the egg whites is probably one of the best sources of protein that you actually can consume outside of fish.
Yeah, egg whites are really good because they're relatively inexpensive along with milk. So when you're on a budget, you know what I'm saying, that's a good way to get the protein in. So if you're worried about cholesterol and things like that, you want to go less with the yolk and more with the
whites.
Yeah.
So now, just egg whites.
Just egg whites, okay. Right. Now, if you're on a weight gaining process, then you want to take, if you're going to eat this per se 8 egg whites, you want to add at least 2 to 3 yolks if you're trying to put on some weight.
That's right.
Now, tell me this. Big fella flexing. My fault. It's a pen about to bust this one. Boom. Now, and also what we want to do is make sure it's down. Fish being one of the better sources because it does have omega-3s and omega-6s, which is healthy fats.
Right, the fatty acids, the healthy fatty acids that actually, if you can believe it, helps you burn fat. Body fat.
Right. And plus you need them essential fats to kind of loosen up them joints, put that oil and lube up them bones and them good old joints to keep it moving. Now, some of the other things about protein are very important. Like, for instance, how much protein should you consume?
Yeah, overconsumption. Overconsumption is a bad thing. You get kidney failure, kidney malfunction, dehydration. You know, you walk in here, you having all kinds of protein, and then you running on the treadmill, you get dehydrated and stuff like that. That's a no-go. We don't want that.
Well, see, and really, so that kind of puts a notion on the no carbohydrate diet. Then, if you overconsume too much protein, you can clog your kidneys up, you can dehydrate yourself. So that kind of like says, well, all protein diet really is not good for you.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. And besides, like when you consume too much protein, your body stores it as adipose tissue. And what do they call that, Taj? What's another name for adipose tissue?
I don't know. You tell me, Mr. Smart Guy.
Fats. It's a tire that goes around there. It's a tire that goes around there.
But, remember the Atkins diet?
Right.
When it first came out, it was a big hit. Everybody was doing the Atkins diet.
Right.
burning a lot of calories, but what were they actually burning up?
Well, actually, see, now when you're consuming a lot of protein and you're not consuming anything else like a carbohydrate, anything with it, then what the body does is it actually conditions itself to actually use the protein for energy, which you're supposed to be using the protein to do all the other things that you need to create that better health for your body.
Right. There's no carbs for the energy.
So there's no carb for the energy, so it's going to tap into your protein sources and do that. So now your body is actually chemically imbalanced.
Okay.
Let's say it like that.
Right.
Okay, so what we want you to do is here's how you can find out how much protein you need. You can go 0.37 times your body weight just for an average person. If you are a weightlifter and you condition yourself a lot, you want to go about 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're really trying to put on weight, you want to go upwards to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. So whatever your situation is or whatever you're trying to achieve in your weightlifting or your fitness, use 3.7, 1.0 or 1.5 to kind of determine.
0.37.
I'm sorry, 0.37 grams. I'm sorry, 0.37.
Correct.
Yeah, and like we said,
I can't help it.
Hey, like we said, man,
I can't help it.
This is a technical person. You know, y'all knew what I was talking about, but
right.
Mr. Technical here had to give it to you.
Misspelled that word the other day.
Yeah.
You know, I can't help it.
You hear you say adipose tissue. Hey, so you can log on to our website at www.boss-fitness.com, or you can Facebook us at Boss Fitness Studio to receive information about all of our fit applications. So now let's go. Thank you, Q.
That's
Appreciate you.
That's right.
Appreciate you there.